Once again, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. This will place your question in the order it was received. And our first question comes from Tim Dahlberg with the Associated Press.
Hey, Floyd, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, that thing on SportsCenter the other night when you were talking about your place in boxing history, and you said you thought you were greater than Muhammad Ali. Can you expand on your reasons why you feel that way?
The other thing on the SportsCenter is this. I feel like, I just feel like, like I said before, I take my hat up to, and then acknowledge all the past champions. I think Ali he was a legend. And I respect Ali like I respect any other champion. And I just feel like I didn't get a sport my whole life. I didn't get a sport 30-some years. I feel like, I done just as much in the sport as Ali did. There's no disrespect to him. I just feel like, when we look at we just really look at it. Ali done that, one weight class, which is heavyweight, but he stood for a good cause. He stood for a hell of a cause in his era. I think that, it's hard to, for a guy, to be me myself, still sharp, still very, very sharp at the age of 38. Still going strong at the age of 38. And when and it's more like, there's no disrespect to Ali. Like I said before, I just feel like, I'm the best at what I feel like I'm the best, no different from how he called himself the greatest. I call myself TVE. And I feel like, and it's crazy that I feel, I'm pretty sure that I would get criticized for what I said, but I can care less, I can care less about the backlash. I believe what I believe is like he probably got criticized at one particular time when he said that he was the greatest. He felt like he was better than Sugar Ray Robinson. So, the list goes on and on. I'm pretty sure it's going to be another fighter that's going to come along and say that he's better than Floyd Mayweather, and he's going to get criticized.
Our next question comes from Andreas Hell with The Ring magazine.
Hey, Floyd, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm pretty good, man. I wanted to ask you, with all the talk that Freddie Roach has done, do you think that Manny Pacquiao believes anything that Freddie is saying when it comes to this bad guy and all this other stuff? Or do you think he's just, kind of blowing smoke?
The thing is this, what I come to realize, which was a brilliant, I had a brilliant game plan. I'm just saying a brilliant game plan to get to where I'm at in my career. I had a brilliant game plan. But to answer that question about Freddie Roach, I'm not going to speak negative about Freddie Roach. I don't have to at all. If I say something about the guy, then they're going to be like, Floyd is picking on a guy who's not 100% healthy. Okay? Then if I comment on some of the stuff he says, he's trying to make, then he's making this basically, basically a God and devil type thing. So the best way to handle a situation like that is not to say nothing at all if you don't have nothing positive to say. And he don't have to get in there and fight. So when it comes down to it, it's up to the two fighters. He's entitled to say what he want to say, but the fighter is not speaking like that. So I can care less because it comes down to the two fighters. And and I wish Freddie Roach nothing but the best. I don't have nothing negative to say about him. I'm truly blessed to be where I'm at, and I'm thankful to be where I'm at.
One other question, Floyd. The magnitude of this fight, I know you treat it like just another fight, but what about your team, and how has your team dealt with the pressure of such a big fight that's looking to bring in so much money and so many eyeballs to the sport?
I'm just happy, like I said before. A little bit of everything got me to this point. A little bit of everything. Everybody played a major key. My team is I try to keep my team grounded. I try to keep them grounded. Because once you get to a point, but a little bit of everything plays a major key. As far as people talk about the money, that plays a major key. Facing history plays a major key. Performing good plays a major key. So everything plays a major key. I just try to keep my team grounded and try to keep them focused and you know, tell them that, you know, just try to teach them every day how to go out there and fish for themselves. That's the only thing I try to teach my team, and try to tell them to stay positive. And what I try to do is keep a positive environment around myself, which keeps me comfortable and happy.
Cool. And last question. You also talk about the magnitude of the fight. Are you excited at any point of this fight? I know you say you treat this like a job, but are you excited to finally get in the ring and have this fight happen?
I'm not. It's just like I said before. I'm not really like going crazy. It's just a fight to me, you know. I mean, and I have to look at it. I mean, I know it's the biggest fight in boxing history, but I can't approach it like that because I'm not going to put, you know, I'm never going to put any unnecessary pressure on myself. So, you know, I like to approach the fight like, you know, like he's a fighter that's, you know, extremely talented. He's a very good fighter also, and my thing is just to, you know, be Floyd Mayweather. You know, people ask, you know, how is this fight going to be fought? You know, I can't say. You know, like I said before, I'm no psychic. I cannot predict the future. But, you know, like I said before, I will be at my best, you know, May 2nd.
And our next question comes from Bob Dallin with USA Today.
Hey, Floyd, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Bob?
Not too bad. Hey, listen, if you believe Bob Arum, this fight might not happen. That there's issues with tickets, there's the contract has not been signed, whatever. Do you know anything about that?
Well, my job is, you know, when it comes to that business side, you know, that's from Leonard Ellaby to, you know, you know, I don't try to worry about tickets. I try to worry about the guy that's in front of me, which is going to be, you know, Manny Pacquaio. That's my whole focus. You know, if tickets is something that, you know, I don't really deal with.
Our next question comes from Kevin Mitchell with The Guardian.
Hi, Floyd.
Hey, how you doing, Kevin?
I'm good. Have you trained harder for any previous fight than you have for this one? And would that be down to your respect for Manny, or the fact that you need to work a bit harder the older you get?
Well, you know, when you're trying to perform, basically when you're at this level, you always want to perform extremely well. So you don't want to overtrain. You know, you want to train to where, you know, you're completely ready to go out there and, you know, and be at just over 100%. So as far as just training camp, I've trained extremely hard. You know, I believe, and we'll just see how everything plays out.
I'm hearing reports, Floyd, that you're looking stronger and fitter than ever.
Well, some people say they say that every day. You know, that's I'm actually heading to the boxing gym right now as we speak. But hopefully I am. We'll just have to see. That's why, you know, that's why I'm at this level, or, you know, at the pinnacle of my career, because I've been pushing myself for so long and working so hard.
I know you don't like to look past your fights. Can I just ask you about Amir Khan? Is he still in your plans?
Yeah, my focus right now is on, you know, the guy that's in front of me. You know, my last fight is in September, and I can't say who I'm going to fight in September, but like I said, I don't ever want to overlook anyone. So, you know, I believe in taking one fight at a time. As of right now, Manny Pacquiao is the guy that's in front of me, and that's my focus.
Our next question comes from Mike Woods with Sweet Science.
Hey, Floyd, thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it. My question is regarding Manny Pacquiao has said he thinks that Floyd's time to lose, and he's almost implying that it's maybe God is on his side. And I'm wondering how you think, if God actually does care who wins prize fights.
You know, no disrespect, but that's a rhetorical question. So, you know, I mean, you can ask me another question, but that's a rhetorical question, please.
All right. Another question.
I truly believe God loves us all. The people that's on this phone, every rider, every fighter, every athlete that goes out there and compete. I feel that God loves us all. And once again, this is not this, you know, like I said before, I'm a fighter. What I do, I'm a professional prize fighter, and I believe in God, and I love God, and I don't think God takes sides.
I don't think he takes sides. A lot of stuff gets reported in the course of the 6 weeks leading up to this. We don't always get a chance to ask you yourself, so I want to give you the opportunity. Is there anything that was reported that you want to clear up, that you want to actually say, no, that isn't true, you guys got it wrong?
No, nothing at all. Because once my career is over, that's when I'm going to read. I'm going to read everything anyway, that all the articles that people, you know, has written. You know, I try, when I come home I leave boxing at the boxing gym. When I go to the gym or when I go to train, I work. I dedicate myself to my craft, and I come home, and I'm not on the computer. You know, I'm not looking at myself. I'm not buying magazine covers with me on the cover. You know, I'm not on the computer. You know, looking up articles. I can care less about all that. My job is to go out there, perform, and be at my best, and just be the best that I can be in the sport of boxing.
All right, and our next question comes from Dan Raphael with ESPN.
Thank you. Hey, Floyd, how are you?
What's up, Dan?
Everything is good. Floyd, I heard your earlier comments where you talked about, your answer to Tim Dalberg's question about Muhammad Ali. So I know you, in your opinion, you believe you're already the greatest fighter of all time. So my question for you is, in your opinion, what would a victory then against Pacquiao do for your legacy? And how much would it enhance your legacy?
It's a part. It's just you know, another, you know, I just look at the situation like he's another guy that, that I faced. You know, it's going to say in history that these two faced each other at one particular time. You know, it was hard to make the fight happen. Eventually, they made the fight happen, and that we faced each other.
Do you believe, though, that a victory would in some way enhance your legacy?
I'm not sure because, you know, I'm not the one that's putting myself in the history books.
Well, so, a lot of people. Oh, go ahead.
A lot of people what?
I would say a lot of people look at the fight. They know that you've had a great Hall of Fame type career, that Pacquiao's had a great Hall of Fame type career, and because you fought each other or you're fighting each other where you're of the same era, you're in the same weight class, that the winner of the fight will be viewed by the public as basically the king of this era. What is your perception of that notion?
Everybody's entitled to have their own opinion. That's how I just look at the situation.
Do you think it's true, though, that the winner of the fight will be declared, in essence, by the public as the king of this era?
I can't really say. I don't really know. I mean, I just look at Ali's career. You know, he fought. You know, when he fought, I mean, I look when he fought. Leon Spinks, he lost to a fighter with 7 fights. And, you know, just before, but I didn't. You know, when I got older, I noticed that he lost to Leon Spinks with 7 fights. I know some other fights that he lost, and he still was known as the greatest. I mean, you know, because that's what he put out there. So that's what it is.
Our next question comes from Jerry Coleman with CBS.
Hey, Floyd, I know, gosh, you're going to earn so much for this fight, and you've made so much for your career. You're the head of the money team. The wonderment on a lot of people's minds is, when the career is over, will you have enough money for the rest of your life? Do you ever worry about losing it all?
I'm blessed. I made some. I'm blessed. I made some good investments to where if I wanted to retire today, I could.
So that means there's no fear of bankrupt whatsoever in terms of the gambling and the other involvements that you spend?
I made some good investments, and if I wanted to retire today, I could.
Our next question comes from Robert Little with Black Sports Online.
Good afternoon, Floyd. My question is, you said at the press conference that you thought that Pacquiao was surprised at how much bigger you were than him. Can you talk a little bit about that, and then also some of the strategic aspects of being the bigger fighter in the ring on May 2nd that fits on some of the other fights you've been the smaller guy?
Well, normally when I face an opponent, they normally outweigh me by 17 to 20 pounds, on fight night. And this been going on for a good while now. I can tell when I first, you can not just, you can read a guy's body language. I think when Pacquiao first seen me in Miami, he didn't expect, when I seen him at the Miami Heat basketball game, he looked kind of shocked, like, damn, he's taller than he's bigger than what I thought he was. When you profile a fighter, because I'm able to read a fighter, so, just being in the sport for so long, you're able to read body language, you're able to read a fighter's eyes.
And the second question that I had for you is about Freddie Roach, but a little bit different than what was asked earlier. Do you feel that some of the trash talking is Roach being nervous about the fight and trying to get a psychological edge on you?
I'm not fighting Freddie Roach, so I'm not worried. I'm not worried about that at all. Freddie Roach, he's Pacquiao's trainer, and he's going to do what he has to do for his fighter to win. So if that's trying to get an edge, then that's what he should do.
All right, thank you, Floyd.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Nikhila Tolliver with TV1.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine. My question is, I've noticed this fight right here, I've noticed that you've been, very silent. All the other fights, you've always been a vocal fighter. Why the silence this time?
I mean, if you've been doing your homework or you've been reading about this, this was exactly what I've said. Even in my interviews, I said we had a brilliant game plan. I was, even from day one when I was with Bob Arum, I said, I wanted to work extremely hard to get to a certain point in my career, which is to get to a point to be the first fighter to ever make nine figures in one night. And it took a game plan. It took me going out there winning. It took me speaking out with a very, very loud voice. Having a lot of personality. But as you get older, you mature.
Right.
I mean, after trash talking for 17, 18 years and constantly saying, look what I've done, look at me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the best, look at me. And everybody you put in front of me, I've beaten. So, I'm at a point to where, you just, you get just pushed to a limit to where, just say, you know what, it is what it is. I know what I can do. I know what I bring to the table. And God has truly blessed me to be in this situation. I have a good team. And my children are healthy, so I don't have to do all that. It's more like I did all that, loud talking and everything to get to a certain point. I have a lot of, I still got a lot of personality. But it's more like basically I did what I had to do to get to a certain point in my career, and that's what I did. And it was a brilliant game plan.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we have time for two more questions, and we're going to let Floyd go, so go ahead, operator.
Our next question comes from Brian Graham with The Guardian.
Hey, Floyd, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing okay. You've said this is a job for you, and you approach every fight the same way. But you've also said, many times this is the biggest fight in boxing history. From your personal point of view, how has this fight and this promotion been different from the many other big events that you've been a part of?
It's actually been kind of the same. It's been kind of the same, just a little bit over the top, but I just try to stay relaxed. That's my main thing. It's a very, very huge event. I can remember, every day. Sometimes I think about when Mike Tyson, got out of prison and he was boxing, and when he was fighting at the MGM Grand, I would go to the MGM Grand because I was a professional at that particular time, just starting. I would go to the MGM Grand, and some people would know me, so I would take pictures and just sign a few autographs. But I was like, man, basically, the MGM Grand would never be this packed again. That's what I thought. So I was only 19 years old at that particular time. But, that was in 96. But then, I kept believing, though. I always believed that, I could do record-breaking numbers. And I just needed the right team with me. And I needed it took a little bit of everything. The right fights, the right team, and we made it happen.
And just one more thing, beyond all the trash talk and salesmanship, you've always been a guy that when it comes down to it is very respectful of his opponents. I think it's part of your secret. Is there anything that you admire about Manny Pacquiao, either the fighter or the person?
Well, he's got to this point by doing something right. It's obvious he's done something right to get to this point, so I have to respect that.
Thanks, Floyd. I appreciate it. Good luck.
All right.
And our last question comes from Angelica Chmeme with the TV5 Manila.
Hi, Floyd. Good afternoon. Thank you for giving us your time. I have two questions, if you'd allow it.
No problem.
I know
yes, go ahead.
the Filipino fans are expecting or hoping for a very aggressive Manny in the ring. Is this something that you're training for, and something that, or are you just going in the ring and fight your fight, make the adjustments along the way as you have so successfully throughout your career?
If you basically ask me what's my game plan is to win. That's basically what my game plan has always been, is to win.
And a lot of the animosity from the Filipino fans towards you, not directed to you as a great boxer, but more as someone who can put an end towards the Filipino heroine's career. Can you comment on that, or do you honestly believe that you would put an end to the Filipino heroine's career?
Well, my thing is this. I feel that we're all God's children, whether you're American, Filipino, African, Dominican, Asian. We're all God's children. So people are going to root for who they want to root for. Simple and plain. I'm pretty sure I got Filipino fans that like me, and I'm pretty sure you got some Black American fans that like Pacquiao. So I don't look at, I never try to focus on anything like that. My focus is just to give the people what they really want to see. The best facing the best, and that's what I've done throughout my career. And he's one of the last guys. He's one of the last good fighters of this era. And so it's a fight that had to happen, and I'm glad that the fight has happened.
We're very glad that it's happened. One last question. If you have a moment, you've done so well. And
but if I'm not mistaken, I got to share mine. You said 2 questions. Now we at 3. Talk to me now. Let me know.
It's just a follow-up question. It's we just wanted to.
Okay, go ahead. I'm messing with you. Go ahead.
For the young fans, you've worked so hard in just being the best and knowing and telling everyone you're the best, because just believing when you're growing up from when you were young till you come today, how much strength and effort and support from family does it take to get you where you are right now? Because it's so hard. Someone shuts the door, some kid, and tell them that they're not going to be the best. More often than not, they're also going to shut down. Now, what kind of support from friends and family did you get to here today?
Well, the support, came from, it came a lot. I had a hell of a supporting cast to get to this point before I got professional. It's this guy that I never talk about to no one. I never say anything about him to no one, and he's doing extremely bad right now, not financially wise, but health wise. He's lost his. I believe he's lost his memory, which hurts extremely bad. I'm a guy by the name of Frank Brown. I've been knowing him since I was the age of 3, and he has supported me more than anyone. He has always said that, Floyd, one day you will be the best man in the world. He's always take me to church, take me to do different activities, and he was like a grandfather to me, Frank Brown. And he's a guy that when I used to fight, he would drive anywhere. It could be in Little Rock, Arkansas. He would drive from Grand Rapids, Michigan, to come support me, and he would sit in the room with me, and he would, say prayers with me. And, he's a guy that I will never forget, because he was there from the age of 3 until I think I fought right prior to after I fought Delavoye, because he started, he's up there in age now. He eventually lost his memory, so he's not, he's at a home, he's at a, old folks home now. So, it really hurts, but, I love that guy so much. I think about him all the time.
Thank you, Flo.
Okay.